Welcome to HopeTube. Today, we explore stacked firewood art, a unique form of wood expression where simplicity, repetition, and natural texture come together to create beauty. What once existed only as fuel for warmth has evolved into a powerful design language, blending rustic tradition with modern aesthetics. Stacked firewood art begins with one of the most ordinary materials imaginable: cut logs, rough edges, uneven shapes, wood prepared not for decoration but for survival. Yet within these simple pieces lies extraordinary visual potential. When arranged with intention, firewood transforms from utility into art. For centuries, firewood stacking was purely practical. People stacked wood to dry it, store it, and keep it accessible through long winters. Over time, patterns emerged naturally. Rows aligned for stability. Circular stacks formed to save space. These functional choices unintentionally created visual rhythm. Today, stacked firewood art takes that rhythm and elevates it. At its core, stacked firewood art is about order and repetition. Each log is similar, yet never identical. Variations in diameter, grain, color, and texture create subtle contrast. When stacked together, these differences form natural patterns that feel organic and calming. The result is art shaped by nature itself. One of the most striking qualities of stacked firewood art is its honesty. Nothing is hidden. The wood is not carved, polished, or heavily altered. Bark remains intact. Cracks are visible. End grains reveal growth rings that mark years of life. This raw presentation creates authenticity. Stacked firewood art fits naturally within rustic, farmhouse, and modern natural interiors. Against stone walls, concrete surfaces, or minimal architecture, stacked wood adds warmth and texture. It softens cold materials and grounds spaces emotionally. In modern design, stacked firewood is often used as a wall feature. Entire walls filled with neatly stacked logs become living textures. These installations feel both architectural and artistic. They change with light and shadow throughout the day, creating dynamic visual interest. Outdoor stacked firewood art also plays a major role. Firewood stacks near cabins, fireplaces, or garden spaces become sculptural elements. Snow, rain, and sun slowly change their appearance. Weather becomes part of the artwork. The process of creating stacked firewood art requires patience and awareness. Logs must be chosen carefully. Length consistency matters, stability matters. But beyond structure, there is an artistic eye involved. Placement determines pattern. Orientation determines rhythm. Even spacing affects how the final piece feels. Circular firewood stacks, often called wood piles or Halshausen, are among the most iconic forms of stacked firewood art. These rounded structures feel ancient and symbolic. They represent cycles, continuity, and balance. Their shape contrasts beautifully with the linear nature of logs. Linear stacked firewood art emphasizes order and precision. Logs arranged horizontally or vertically create stripes, grids, and repeating textures. In modern interiors, this structured approach aligns well with minimalist design philosophies. Stacked firewood art also speaks strongly about sustainability. It uses wood exactly as it is, without waste. Often the wood is reclaimed, locally sourced, or already intended for burning. Repurposing it visually before use extends its life and value. This art form invites slow appreciation. There is no single focal point. Instead, the eye moves across surfaces, following grain patterns, knots, and color shifts. This creates a meditative viewing experience. Emotionally, stacked firewood art evokes warmth and security. Firewood has always been associated with shelter, survival, and home. Seeing it carefully arranged taps into deep human memory. It feels comforting and familiar. In interior spaces, stacked firewood art often surrounds fireplaces. This placement feels symbolic. The wood waits patiently, both functional and beautiful. Even when unused, it contributes to atmosphere. Stacked firewood art blurs the line between storage and sculpture. This duality is part of its charm. It reminds us that beauty does not require separation from usefulness. Practical objects can also be artistic. Artists and designers working with stacked firewood often speak about listening to the material. The wood suggests arrangement. Uneven logs guide placement. The stack grows naturally, responding to gravity and balance. Light plays a powerful role in stacked firewood art. Shadows fall into gaps between logs. End grains catch highlights. As sunlight changes throughout the day, the artwork shifts. It never looks exactly the same twice. Stacked firewood installations are increasingly seen in galleries, hotels, restaurants, and public spaces. Their presence feels approachable. People want to touch them. Wood invites interaction. In contrast to highly polished art forms, stacked firewood art feels humble. It does not demand attention. It earns it quietly. This quiet confidence aligns with modern values of authenticity and simplicity. The imperfections of stacked firewood art are essential. Gaps, uneven edges, and slight misalignments add character. Too much perfection would remove its soul. The beauty lies in balance, not control. Stacked firewood art also connects deeply with seasonal living. In autumn and winter, stacks feel purposeful and alive. In warmer seasons, they become reminders of cycles and preparation. From a design perspective, stacked firewood introduces natural geometry. Circles, lines, and patterns emerge without forcing them. This natural order feels calming to the human mind. In modern architecture, firewood stacks are often framed within niches or glass enclosures. This elevates them from storage to display. The contrast between raw wood and clean architectural lines creates visual tension. Stacked firewood art also tells stories of labor and care. Someone cut the wood. Someone stacked it thoughtfully. These unseen actions remain present in the final form. For many people, stacked firewood art feels nostalgic. It recalls childhood memories, rural life, or seasonal rituals. This emotional connection makes it powerful beyond aesthetics. At Hope Tube, we see stacked firewood art as a symbol of mindful living. It shows how slowing down and paying attention can transform the ordinary into something meaningful. This art form challenges modern excess. It proves that design does not need expensive materials or complex techniques. It needs intention. Stacked firewood art also reflects balance between chaos and order. Each log is unpredictable. The stack as a whole feels stable. This mirrors life itself. Over time, stacked firewood changes. Bark dries, color fades, cracks deepen. These changes do not ruin the artwork. They enrich it. Time becomes a collaborator. In a fast-paced digital world, stacked firewood art offers stillness. It invites us to pause, observe, and breathe. It reconnects us with natural rhythm. Whether used indoors or outdoors, as a wall feature or a freestanding structure, stacked firewood art carries presence. It fills space without overwhelming it. This art form reminds us that design can be quiet, that beauty can be useful, that nature already provides patterns worth honoring. At Hope Tube, we celebrate stacked firewood art because it represents hope. Hope for simplicity, hope for sustainable creativity, hope for design that respects material and meaning. Thank you for watching Hope Tube. If you enjoy wood art, natural design, and creative inspiration rooted in simplicity, stay with us. More stories of wood, craftsmanship, and timeless beauty are coming soon.